Howdy, it's Friday, February 20th, and this is episode 273 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City podcast. This is Craig Stone, joined as always by Kyle Askin. What's good, Kyle? Oh, it's raining really hard, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's great. Thanks, Kyle. Would you rather? I don't have a would you rather.
So.
What? I recorded the whole episode while you were gone.
Howdy, it's Friday, February 20th, 2026, and this is episode 273 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City podcast. I'm Kyle Askin, joined, as always, by Craig Stone. What's good, Craig?
The U.S. Olympic women's hockey team.
That's right. They won.
I watched that game. I had it on my second monitor at work. Saw the whole third period and the overtime. Came home.
3-on-3 at overtime is weird, right?
I mean, that's the NHL standard, but it's a little weird for a gold medal game. It was very clear that no one on either side had practiced 3-on-3 hockey. And then got home. My son had it on. So I saw the whole third period and overtime again. Went and played a hockey game, got off the ice, and it was on at the rink. So I saw the whole third period and overtime a third time.
Nice.
So, good game. I mean, it wasn't actually that good of a game, but good outcome. Nice goal. Nice goal to finish it. All right. Very pro-USA here on the podcast.
As you have to be.
We have to save Would You Rather for after whatever the content of the show is. I don't want to spoil it.
That's right. Who knows?
Not because I don't have a Would You Rather ready to go. That would be ridiculous. But more because it's going to be related to what we talk about.
That's right.
But first, we have a mailbag question.
Mm-hmm.
A very pointed mailbag question for you based on our favorites from 2025.
Uh-huh. It seems like there's some disgruntlement with my answer.
Paul, my brother, asks, what is Kyle's favorite non-breakfast non-casino restaurant from 2025?
That's not very many that are left, right? So it's Sitara, it's King's Pub, Tennessee Avenue Beer Garden. Is that it? Is that literally all my choices?
I don't know. I don't have the document up. What am I talking about? I absolutely have the document up.
You do have the document
Scroll
up. You just
down.
don't have it on the correct part.
You went to Nobu.
That is in a casino. Next.
I made this mistake on that episode too. Non-casino restaurant. Yeah, I don't think you have any options other than Sitara, King's Pub, Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall, Beer Garden.
Yeah, I didn't get food there, so I feel like it doesn't count. Same thing with Irish Pub.
Essel's Dugout is a breakfast place.
Yep. Nope, can't do that.
Maria's Luncheonette is a breakfast place.
Yep.
I think that's it.
So there's like two ways to look at this, right? Because you can't get just a short answer. That's not what Due for a Win is all about, or at least not what I'm all about. There's two main metrics I think about when I'm rating these things: quality and value, right? And I think if I take these and I sum them up more or less, King's Pub surely is going to win. I really like King's Pub, and we'll get to that more. In quality, it's like a 6 or something, I think.
I agree.
One click above average. And in value, it's literally a 10. It is so incredibly cheap. Truly probably the best value, I think, in Atlantic City in terms of non-happy hour.
It's also just a fun place to go sit.
Yeah, it's great. A 6 on quality, a 10 on value. So that's like 16. That's pretty good, right? When I look at Sitara I thought was very good. I really like that type of food. I think for that's kind of Central Asian type of food, maybe it was a little bit above average, but it gets a bump from me really liking Central Asian food. I'd say 8 in quality, maybe.
Yeah.
Value was fine for Atlantic City. I mean, it was $70 a person, but it was a fixed menu or whatever.
Right, and it was BYOB, so there were no drinks involved.
Oh, that's true. BYOB, I think, is a slight plus. It's a 5 in value, I think, for what it was. Average value, maybe. I think in New York City or whatever, of course, it'd be 9 value or whatever.
Absolutely.
But, So my sum is bigger in King's Pub, but, I thought Sitara was legitimately very nice. I would say that for favorite restaurant of 2025, I will say Sitara, but, I don't even know why, because maybe I'm talking myself back into King's Pub.
We talk frequently about if our actions reflect our words.
I went to King's Pub on the last trip, as did you.
Almost every trip, right?
I go basically every trip, yes.
So clearly, on your to-do list mentally, because you don't have a real to-do list on your phone, unlike certain other people on this podcast, King's Pub would be on the checklist for pretty much every trip.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I argue for Sitara just because it's nicer.
It is nicer. I think I value these two categories roughly equally, and my sense is your brother does not. Like, quality is much more important to him than value, right?
100%.
Like, he would much rather go to a place that's 10 quality and 3 value than to a place like King's Pub, which is like 6 quality and 10 value. Like, that's my sense of things.
I would go as far as to say I don't think he would like King's Pub.
Mm-hmm. I think it's above average, honestly. I mean,
it's fine. It's ... fine. That's just wrong. It's better than fine. Let's get into it. Well, let's get into the news first. We have some very quick news. Do you want to start with the most important thing that's happened in Atlantic City in the last 6 months?
I mean, I don't know if he even fully answered the question, honestly. But, just to ignore your transition, I'll say Satara. But yeah, I'm not sure if I really believe myself, honestly. Anyway, yes. The most important news in the last 6 months is that the Simpson restaurant, which was previously in the
Ace.
Playground / Ace / whatever.
ACX1.
ACX1. Yeah, Ace is in the showboat. But so anyway, the Simpson restaurant has moved to, I believe, the corner of Arkansas and Atlantic Avenues, if I recall correctly, kind of right next to the Dave & Buster's, I think.
Yes, directly across from Dave & Buster's. I want to say that was the old Applebee's. No, that Applebee's is still open, so it's not the old Applebee's. I think it was some other chain restaurant, but I don't remember what. Mm-hmm. Good research. Just excellent work done.
Yeah.
Anyways, but it's right there.
I didn't do research either. I just happened to know because I was walking around out there. So it's really next door to Ruth's Chris then, right? Because that is also right there, I think.
It was Ruby Tuesday in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
And then was closed in 2019. So there you go. And now it's the Simpson restaurant.
Huge news. I said it's right next to Ruth's Chris is really what it's next to, right?
Yeah, which is also closed?
Next to Dave & Buster's? No, it's open. I'm not even.
Oh, no, the Melting Pot is what closed. I'm just like closing every restaurant. Applebee's is closed. People go, oh, I loved Applebee's. Why would I? No.
I'll tell you what's been closed for a while. Right across the next street, the Mexico restaurant has been closed for like 10 years or whatever.
The big yellow, it's not big, but it's like that narrow yellow restaurant.
It's very bright. Yeah.
Never made it to that one.
No.
I like the way it looks. I want to go.
It looks great, yeah.
They're one of those places that's like, we are closing temporarily.
Just like the Irish pub. ... Too soon?
Hey, Irish pub will reopen.
It was still closed when we were there. I don't know. Are you interested in the Simpson restaurant? I'm not super interested, but we can see how reviews are. Maybe I'll become more interested.
I just haven't heard anything about it.
Right. Well, certainly, I made the terrible mistake of making myself depressed by walking around the
ACX1?
ACX1.
Why would you do that?
And at a couple different times, including once at 5 p.m. on a Thursday or whatever, when it was supposed to be open, it was just closed in there. So
this is not this most recent trip.
No.
Okay.
This was in previous trips.
I was about to say. Research for the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, ACX1 is truly the most dire place on Earth, I think.
It's just roped off from Caesars. Like, that walkway from Caesars is just closed. It's like, no, this thing's not real. You can't go there.
Makes me sad when I walked around in there.
That's correct. That's about right. The other news is that there's new restaurants coming to Hard Rock. One of them is Federal Donuts and Chicken, which has 12 locations in Philadelphia. 9 of them if you don't count 2 stadium locations and an airport location.
Oh, yeah.
It's opening this spring. I've been to Federal Donuts. I've never had the chicken. I think the donuts are not great. It's very popular.
Like how?
They're just really dense.
I kind of like that. I prefer sour cream donut or blueberry muffin donut to glazed donuts, which are just air.
They're even bigger and denser than a sour cream donut from Dunkin' Donuts. Mm-hmm. Or like a blueberry cake donut. I like those donuts, but these, I don't want to say it's like a hush puppy, like a big bagel shaped hush puppy, but it's not that far off. And then they just, drench it in candy and glaze and stuff. And
yeah, I don't really like that type. Duck donuts, I don't really love, even though that's the hot shit down here now that it's come up from North Carolina. So
yeah, there's duck donuts in Clark, New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm taking over the world. I don't love it. It's too much for me. But I notably do not really like sweets. So
I love donuts. I love the idea of duck donuts. I'm never actually impressed when I eat a duck donut. So that's one thing coming to Hard Rock. I mean, chicken. I'll eat some fried chicken, sure. And then the other thing is an Indian restaurant called Sitar, not to be confused with Satara.
Satara, yeah.
There is no opening estimate given for that. It's not listed on the website, but if you Google it, a whole populated website comes up for the restaurant with hours and a menu. but nothing about when it's actually open. There's a link to make reservations, but it just reroutes you directly back to the homepage. So the other thing in this press release is that they are refreshing the North Tower rooms and common areas and suites at the Hard Rock, which is expected to be done by the end of 2026. I'm a little surprised by that. I thought the North Tower rooms were the more recently refreshed rooms, but I guess not.
I haven't stayed in Hard Rock in forever, so I'm not sure.
The North Tower is the old German tower from the Trump Taj Mahal.
It is certainly widely considered the nicer of the towers.
Right. It's very far from the casino floor.
It is, yeah. You gotta walk past the elevators for the normal tower. Like, just keep walking.
Yeah.
And then you get to the North Tower.
Yeah, it's far. It feels like you're in a separate complex almost.
You're just like in this hallway of nothingness. Yeah.
It's very similar to the Claridge Tower at Tropicana in terms of how far away you have to walk from the actual action at the Hard Rock.
The Chelsea Tower. The Claridge Tower is about.
Oh yeah, Chelsea Claridge, man. Get some sleep, Craig. That's that. Now that the news is done, what else do we have to talk about?
Oh, we went to Atlantic City.
Yeah, we kind of left that hanging on the last episode, but we did make it to Atlantic City. Wednesday to Thursday, the totally normal time to go to Atlantic City in February.
Yeah, the best time.
So how did that go? You got out at a reasonable time and got to Atlantic City. I believe the text to me was at 1:20 p.m. that you were there already.
Mm-hmm.
As I was sitting at home with a sick child. I was hoping to get out around 12:30 or 1 and get to AC at like 3. And instead my son had the flu and I had to wait for my wife to get home from work before I could leave.
Hell a week.
So you got there at 1:20 and you had almost 5 hours of solo time.
Yeah.
So you parked at Noise Arts Garage, as you do.
As always.
Then what?
As I do. Well, I went through Caesars and I was like, I don't really like this place, so I just left. Went to the Irish pub just to see if it was open yet. It was not.
Nope.
Still closed. And so walked over to King's Pub and had some lunch.
What'd you have?
Corned beef sliders and chips and a beer. Would you like to guess how much all that was?
$14.
Yeah, come on, man. $11.
$11. It's
correct.
Wild.
Insane, right? For a draft beer and a couple sliders and some chips.
It's crazy.
10 out of 10 on the value.
Good deal.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Just so I had lunch at King's Pub and went to the resorts and went to the Dunkin', got one of those iced teas, as they say.
And a donut.
And a donut, because, you got to get a donut.
Blueberry cake, I believe, was the picture.
It was blueberry. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, and then I walked around resorts for a while, and I'm like, this isn't really doing it for me either. So I ended up going back to Caesars, and I played a couple hours of tiles.
Did you not play at resorts at all?
I didn't. I just bought Dunkin' and left.
Awesome, love it. But what about, you went to the outlets at some point, right? I saw a receipt.
Yeah, so...
Was that, you go to Caesars first and then go
I went to Caesars first and played a bunch, and then, I was still waiting for you and waiting to be able to check in and waiting for happy hours to start.
How was tiles?
It was fine. I think I won some money, so it was good.
$25 tiles in the Asian room at Caesars?
$25 tiles, yep.
It's a nice place to play.
So for me, it was either 40 or 60 because, I don't agree with getting quarters in commission, so yeah. Yeah, it's a great place to play. It was just super pleasant. It was very quiet because it's a Wednesday in February.
Yeah, at 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was like either just me or me and one other person the entire time I was there, which is how I like it. Yeah, so I just did that for a couple hours, and then I went to the outlets just briefly. Ended up getting shoes from Under Armour and Puma. Sent you the receipt from Under Armour because it was $15.
$15 shoes.
It was $25, but I had a $10 coupon, so...
It's doing it right.
Yeah. So I just did that. I just dropped my shoes off in my car because, I didn't really need to have shoes the whole trip.
I mean, you needed to have some shoes, but...
Well, I changed my shoes because my shoes were kind of falling apart. It was the Adidas shoes that I bought, 8 times ago that are bright orange that I wore there, and they just need to be thrown away.
Did they make it home with you, or did you just chuck them?
No, they made it home with me.
Should have just thrown them out.
Yeah, throw them in the trash. Yeah, so I came back and I checked in to Nobu. I did not know that I could go to the high-limit check-in area, unfortunately, so I checked in like a schlub with everyone else.
It's a specific Nobu check-in.
I think it's 7 stars and Nobu.
Oh, the sign just says Nobu check-in, but yeah, maybe it is in the 7 stars, I don't know.
Yeah.
So why did you pick Nobu? Because we didn't talk about this on the last episode at all. Last episode, we were like, we should go to Ocean or Hard Rock.
Well, I had comps for Nobu, which I've never had comps for Nobu in my life before, and we both had comps for The Hook.
Correct.
So we decided to make it a Caesars trip because as we talk about all the time, we just love Caesars and can't get enough of it.
Yeah, it's very funny that we just absolutely shit on Caesars mercilessly ever since the last trip.
Me more so than you, I think. But
I mean, I also didn't like it, but ever since the last trip where we stayed at Caesars, and like if you
excuse me, you stayed at Caesars, I did not.
Right? Yeah. I forgot you stayed at Bally's. And if you had told me that we were going to stay at Caesars this trip, I'd have been like, "There's no way we're doing that back-to-back trips, or I'm doing that back-to-back trips." And yet, here we are. I did not have a Nobu room. We'll get to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did your Nobu room look like? Well, tell me about the check-in process first, because that didn't seem like it went.
I mean, I think to say charitably, I hope the explanation is that it was literally my check-in guy's literal first day at Caesars. If not, there's like some problems. But yeah, it was like just somehow 20 minutes of me standing there, him being confused and calling the manager over like 7 times.
It's because you were checking into an entirely different hotel. He's like, "What is this Nobu hotel?"
It is probably because he had never checked someone into Nobu before because I'm an idiot and went to the wrong check-in line. But yeah.
I think it's correct to assume that it's your fault. I think that's the main takeaway here.
Anyway, I eventually got checked in and went up to my Nobu corner room that I had. And yeah, I thought it was pretty great. I mean, I think that our rooms are probably basically identical, except I had the Nobu finishes and you did not. I mean, you went to your room and my room, and I did not go to your room, so.
They were absolutely identical.
Beyond the finishes, yeah.
Beyond the finishes, but the Nobu finishes are very nice.
I have like deeper thoughts about Nobu, and maybe in a future episode I'll get a little bit more into it, but I think the like Cliff's Notes that you guys can take and make actionable if you want is that for me, Nobu, it is the nicest room in Atlantic City, nicest base room, even more so than MGM Tower. I'd rather stay there than MGM Tower, I think, just looking at the room product and everything. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was very nice.
Wow, nicer than MGM.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not talking about like the casino or everything else that goes with it, but the room itself I thought was very nice.
Okay. I was only in your room for 5 minutes, but I'm not sure I agree.
All right.
Part of it is the being attached to Caesars thing. And also, like, you say base room, but I way more often get MGM Tower comped as a low roller than Nobu, which I've never gotten comped ever in my life.
Yeah, I've only gotten comped once in my life, and that was this last trip, so. I think it must have been like a bug in the system that they were accidentally giving out comps. I think they don't want to give out comps to it, is my suspicion. Unless you're like a really much higher level player than the likes of us.
Maybe. Or it was Wednesday in February.
I mean, maybe the thing to do, Craig, is you can add me as a companion and see if we can get Nobu ever again.
That's a good point.
But I suspect that it's like a pretty high level to get the Nobu comped normally, and there was just like their system we've talked about since like episode 2 sucks. So sometimes things happen that they don't intend to happen in there, I think.
My favorite ever was for a long time, if you logged into Firefox, the rates would be cheaper than Chrome. Yes. Like, why? How is this possible? This makes no sense. All right. So then I was still...
So you're still not
there yet at this point.
And you're like, oh, I need to go to Chase Bank. It's going to take me so long.
And Chase Bank took me 30 seconds.
So long.
It was the sitting in traffic in whatever stupid town I was in, Neptune Township or something. That took a long time. It didn't take a long time, but I was still annoyed because I was trying to get to Atlantic City as fast as humanly possible because I wanted some happy hour food before the hook.
That happy hour food? Yep. After I checked into the Nobu, I went to my first happy hour of 3 of the day at Hell's Kitchen.
How was that?
It was pretty good, I think. I liked it fine. I mean, it was like deserted while I was there, basically, but again, Wednesday in February, so I don't know what one would expect. I didn't even go down into the main restaurant because the bar is upstairs, or at least a bar is upstairs. I don't really know what's down in the main restaurant, other than like when I looked over the ledge at it.
What did you eat?
I had tuna tartare, which I thought was very good. And I had some sort of gin mixed drink from the bar.
That doesn't sound up your alley.
Gin? I kind of like gin.
Was it good?
I thought it was fine.
I'll wait to ask the question about the rankings after we get to the other two.
I don't want to give you the rankings of my 3 happy hours I went to, but yeah, we'll wait and see. I mean, I
have a pretty good idea of what number 1 is.
Yes.
So why don't we get to that now? I mean, are you done with talking about Hell's Kitchen?
Well, we can't get to Morton's yet, obviously, because I have to talk about Nobu first.
Yeah, go for it.
It was a joke. Yeah, so I left Hell's Kitchen after having my tuna tartare and my Gordon something gin mixed drink. Came with a note from Gordon Ramsay, personally signed, I'm sure.
Did it call you an idiot sandwich or whatever?
It did. It said it was like, you're the worst cook that this kitchen has ever seen or something like that. So it was good.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I think it was a quote that he must have told some chef in the show Hell's Kitchen. I think it was like quotes from Hell's Kitchen or whatever. But yeah, so I walked over to Nobu after that and sat at that bar for their happy hour menu. I had an old-fashioned and a salmon avocado roll while I was there because I didn't want to eat too much because we were going to Morton's.
Yep.
In theory, when you got there. Yes, just fantastic. I'd never done the happy hour at Nobu, and to maybe be a bit of a spoiler, it's probably, maybe not totally in terms of value, but I think it's got to be like close to one of the best happy hours in all of Atlantic City, honestly. Because I think the value is like legitimately very good. It's so much cheaper than the happy hour at Hell's Kitchen, let's say, or Morton's. And like, I think it's just better. I mean, the old fashioned I thought was fantastic. I was curious what you thought, but you did not get a chance to get one, unfortunately.
So it was a $10 old fashioned, is that right?
I think it was a $12 old fashioned and a $10 sushi roll.
That's a great deal.
It's incredible for Nobu. So like, I think my drink was like $15 at Hell's Kitchen and my tuna was like $19 or something, because you mentioned everything was like $5 off.
Yeah.
And it's more like half price, it seems like, at Nobu or something.
So as we know, I'm much more into vibes than value. Mm-hmm. And I can't even picture the bar at Nobu. How is it to go hang out at the bar? Because I like the rest of the restaurant space, so I'm assuming it's just a nice place to go sit.
So the bar is like outside of the restaurant space. You walk in and the stand's on the left or whatever, and the restaurant's straight ahead. It's like you turn right instead of going into the restaurant, and it's right there.
How is it?
Oh, it's awesome. The bartender was fantastic. The food was fantastic. My drink was fantastic. Everything about it was great. My one takeaway is, like, if I'm going to do something from this trip, I mean, I think we get to it later. You have this question. What's something I did this trip that I want to do again next trip? And it's like Nobu Happy Hour. Have to do Nobu Happy Hour again.
I think it just never would have occurred to me to even check to see if Nobu would have a happy hour, so...
Well, they don't have happy hour. It's like Takeshi Hour or something.
Oh, yes. So it doesn't come up when you search for happy hour.
Yeah, it's not called happy hour. I think it's Takeshi Hour or something, but yeah. So
that's cool that you did that. I got there and you...
Yeah, I'd already left Nobu at that point. I was already sort of drunk.
I got there at like 5:55.
I believe that I stated when you got there that I hated my life because I was sucked into, of course, playing a Buffalo Ascension that was plus EV and just absolutely hating every second of my life.
You did text me that you got some buffaloes.
I did get some buffaloes, which was just made me happy, not because I had gotten back to even, because I did not, but because that meant I could stop playing that stupid machine.
That's true. Yeah, I went and checked in at the kiosk real quick. It took me 10 seconds, ran up, threw my stuff in the room, came back down and met you at Morton's, which I think was very funny trying to get into Morton's because clearly the ceiling had just leaked everywhere.
Yes.
Outside of Morton's, like in the lobby area, and
Morton's
is directly below the lobby. And so they had all these blowers, and then it was roped off, but it totally looked like Morton's was roped off and closed.
Yeah, it certainly appeared that Morton's was closed if you hadn't have known that it was open.
Right.
So it was great.
I went outside to be like, do I have to go in some other entrance? And then you go outside and it's like, no, go into the casino.
And the door says to go into the casino entrance, yeah.
So it's just like, I guess I'm just going around these ropes.
Yep.
And then the next day, though, they had fixed it and the ropes were turned so that there was obviously...
like a walkway. To go to the Morton's. Yeah.
But just, I mean, classic Caesars nonsense.
Yeah.
We each got a Jack Daniel's Old Fashioned, a blackberry margarita. We got some mini crab cakes, filet mignon sandwiches, burger sliders, short rib tacos. I think that's about it. Fries. What'd you think?
I thought it was fine.
I would agree. I thought it was fine. The women next to us were raving about it.
Oh, yeah. The older ladies were all about it.
I would not agree necessarily that it was worth raving about.
That seems like a great place to go when you're like 73 and out on the town for the first time in 40 years.
Yeah. It was a nice bar to sit at, I will say. Having not been to Nobu, I would certainly go to Nobu. I mean, we like to do multiple happy hours, so it's nice that that's an option in Caesars. Yeah. But yeah, I thought the food was mostly just fine.
I agree. Nothing really blew me away.
I mean, the sliders were the best, yeah.
The sliders were the best, I think, thing that we got, for sure. The cocktails also did not blow me away, frankly. I mean, you said that you really like Jack Daniels, so you thought the Jack Daniels Old Fashioned was...
And I really like margaritas,
good.
And I thought the margarita... Yeah, I mean, the Jack Daniels Old Fashioned was fine. It just tasted...
It was very Jack Daniels
heavy, and Jack Daniels has a very distinct taste. The blackberry margarita I thought was, like, pretty good. I feel like I always dock points for super fruity drinks because it's just hard to judge them, but, I like a margarita, and it tasted like a blackberry margarita, so it was fine. All the food I thought was generally okay, but not great. The value was decent, I would say.
Yeah, 6 in quality, 6 in value.
I agree with that. I wouldn't say it's like a must-do or anything like that, but I'm glad that we checked it off the list.
Yep.
And then we rushed over to the hook after that.
Yeah, we got there like basically at starting time. So
yeah, so this was my third time at the hook, your first time at the hook. It's a very different show than the last time I went. What did you think?
I thought it was good. I mean, it's about what I expected. I think it's a normal variety kind of Cirque show. It didn't like blow me away or anything, but I've seen kind of Cirque shows in the past, so.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was enjoyable, but it felt like a stripped-down version of the original show, which was kind of disappointing. So they've changed almost all of the acts, really, since the last time I went.
It should be pointed out it was a Wednesday in February.
Right, so I don't know if...
It might not have been the A-Team.
Yeah, so that is what I don't know, is if you go on a Saturday is a different show, and in the summer, is it going to go back to the more fully fleshed out show? So there used to be two hosts. It's the Dick Marlin show is the whole joke. So there used to be Dick Marlin, and then there was a co-host that was the female ship captain, and there was loosely a plot that tied everything together, which was like people coming off the ship and doing weird tricks. And they just completely ditched the plot for this one. The ship was just basically there as set decoration. And the sort of like funniness of the thread of things that connected that ship and the Dick Marlin show actually brought a lot to the show. I thought that a lot of the ways that they played those jokes off of each other with the two hosts worked really well. They've changed who Dick Marlin is since I saw it last time. So it's the same main host and female host the first two times I went. This time it was a different guy. And like I said, there was no female host. It was still enjoyable. It's still worth going, especially on a comp ticket. But I really want to know if it goes back to a more full-fledged show in the summer. Mm-hmm. And I definitely left thinking okay, I've seen this show 3 times. I don't know that I need to see it a 4th time.
Yeah. I mean, if we went with a bunch of people and they all wanted to go, I would go again. But yeah, I don't need to see it again.
It would be really fun with a big group.
To me, it was very similar in a lot of ways to when I saw Burlesque in Borgata. It's just a very similar pacing. It's just a variety show with some Cirque acts, and yeah, super, super similar, honestly. So.
Yeah, I mean, there was one funny thing in the show where they sort of busted into Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, and they clearly wanted some audience interaction, audience singing along, but there were 25 people there. And we were not feeling it, people. We did not do what they wanted us to do. I really wonder if after the show, the host was like, oh, that audience was dead. Because we were pretty dead. Still enjoyable. It's a cool theater.
Yeah, it's a neat theater. It's very small, much smaller than...
Oh, another thing that they did not have is anybody coming through and taking drink orders. You had to just go to the bar, which I didn't bother to do.
Right. And I was already...
Yes, you were already 3 sheets.
Pretty wasted at that point.
3 sheets to the wind. I had not done any gambling at this point after the hook, and it's, 8:30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
So I went and immediately split off from you and just started playing machines. I think you went to the high limit room, right? Where it was 1,000 degrees.
It was so hot in the high limit room. Yeah, I played a whole bunch of the 8.5 Jacks are better in there, which unfortunate that it's 8.5, but it is what it is. It's nice that it's full comps at least.
So there was a bunch of talk, I think the week before we went, in the Facebook groups of the ceiling is leaking, which we did see the hole in the ceiling in the aforementioned blowers and roped off area, and that the heat, I think, went out. Yeah. And it seemed like Caesar's reaction to that was oh, you want heat? Here is all of the heat. Yeah. It was so warm on the entire casino floor, and the high limit room especially was just boiling. I don't know how you sat there for as long as you did.
It was legitimately horrible how hot it was.
Yeah, so I went and played some Heidi immediately and got to hear the song 3 times, and I hit $100 bonus, so Heidi right off the bat doing well, so that was good. Always good to start a trip up a little bit. It was oh, you can win at these machines. And from there, just kept winning. So I won $150 at Heidi. I went and played some video poker and won $80 at video poker, which seems impossible. I didn't even know you're allowed to win at video poker. Then I went and sat at Buffalo and won $40 on a Buffalo bonus. Right out of the gate, I'm up $270. So this is going great. And then from that, being up money, we actually played a table game, or I actually played a table game. It should surprise no one that you were playing table games.
So just to follow up on my thing, I was way down in the high limit room, in for quite a lot, and just made a tremendous comeback to get back to even.
Nice.
Which was pretty shocking considering how much I'd put in the machine. Just on 4 of a kinds and full houses and stuff. So that was good. I cashed out, and apparently, according to my spreadsheet that I've started keeping again this year, was playing Ultimate Texas Hold'em. I don't really remember that. Presumably, you would have found me there, because that was right before we played...
Yes, you were playing Ultimate Texas Hold'em.
I don't have any recollection of that, but it says I won money at it, so...
Funny that you have no recollection of playing.
I really don't remember playing UTH.
Awesome. So then we went to the Asian room and played some face-up Pai Gow poker with no commission, as it should be.
As it should be.
Yeah, it was just nice to go sit in that room. I had a good time just sitting and
talking. It was a good time. I mean, you were just on fire in it also. So
yeah, like I was getting great hands. The dealer was getting awful hands. And you were still losing.
I was still losing. All right.
Like the dealer was getting just nothing. A good hand for the dealer was like a low pair.
Right. And I was just losing every hand.
Right. Or, two really low pairs, which I was frequently able to beat. And yeah, you just couldn't put it together on any of the hands, which is shocking. And I was getting really good hands to the point where almost every hand, it seemed like I should have been playing the bonus. Although the bonus, like when you get something that's really hard to get, like a dead
like a full house or whatever. Yeah. And it's like 5 times.
Yeah. And then you look at what the payout is like, no, I should never play the bonus. Like that is a joke. Like, oh, I would have gotten $25. One bet. Who cares? So yeah, don't play the bonus. I did have my usual table games experience where I'm just sitting there like, I can call her up anytime. Like, because I was up pretty quickly, and I was very, like, nervous about it turning the other direction and going bad, and then all of a sudden, I went from up $250 at the table to down. Mm-hmm. We did color up. I finished up $250. So at that point, I was up $500 on the trip already in night one.
Ooh,
which,
wow.
Nothing but positive sessions. Which, as a machine player, mostly, that does not happen. Like, you're mostly just relying on one big hit to make up for all the smaller losses on all your other sessions. So, I said, I think in the last episode, I was going to bring much less money. I was up more money than I brought, which was pretty awesome. So,
it's good.
Yeah, I really liked playing Face Up Pai Gow, although I do wonder how much of that was I was playing with house money, quote unquote. I was already up.
And you were just absolutely on fire as well.
Right. And even with all of that, I was still like so nervous about the session turning. So like clearly just table games stressed me out in a way that like I enjoyed it mostly because of it's a nice room to sit in. And it was nice to actually sit and play a table game with you. I really just wish $10 table games were back. $10 and $15 because
gotta go to the Borg, play that $20 Pai Gow.
Yeah, it's true.
Yellow chip.
Thinking back to when I used to play a lot of table games, when we first started going, it was like $5 and $10 blackjack. So it just makes such a big difference to be able to play lower limits. And I think my leaving the table games behind has coincided so much with the prices of the table games going up. Although, I mean, they have totally flatlined, right? Like the $25 just kind of standard everywhere. So at least they're not going up even more. But it doesn't really make me want to play a lot of table games. I think it was perfect. I played one table game. I had money to play table games again if I wanted to. I didn't decide to do that. But part of that was because that was the last gambling you and I did together for the trip, right?
Yeah, because I kept bugging you in the morning. And, well, we'll get to it, I guess. But yes, correct.
So you went to bed right after...
Yeah, right after Pai Gow.
Table game. For me to be able to just say table game because it's the only table game I played this entire trip. You went to bed. I took my winnings and went to Toga Bar figuring I have some money in the bank. Toga Bar, typically when I'm there is extremely crowded because I'm there, weekend-ish. Mm-hmm. It was very much not crowded this time, which was nice because I got to check all the machines and find the most optimal video poker machine to play. So I think I was just playing jacks or better. The machines at Toga Bar have very different pay tables, so you really need to check them out. I think on one side, it's all dollars and up. On the side closer to the escalator, it's all dollars and up. On the other side, there's quarter machines, and I think it's the ones furthest away from the TVs and the DJ that are the best, from what I could tell.
Strange that, but yeah.
So I sat at Toga Bar. I got 3 Cape May IPAs. They were delicious. It was definitely one more Cape May IPA than I needed, especially.
I know you got me a rusty nail.
Because I also got a rusty nail. The bartenders were good. The DJ was just pumping classic rock. And I don't really understand why you need a DJ to play classic rock.
That is weird, yeah.
Just use a playlist.
Yeah, don't need a DJ at all for that.
So that was kind of odd, especially on a Wednesday night in February.
I mean, it's not odd that they would be playing classic rock on a Wednesday night in February because that is what they should be playing because that's what the old's like. Yeah,
but I had fun at the Toga Bar. I just love sitting at a video poker bar late at night. It's a great experience. At one point, I checked because one thing on my list of things to do was late night happy hour at the Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill. And I really wanted some duck poutine because that was on the menu. I think it was like $19 even with happy hour price. And I went to look. The late night happy hour is supposed to start at 10:30. Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill closed at 10. So the advertised late night happy hour
Yeah, it's like
does not exist on weeknights.
Golden Nugget. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you have this happy hour listed on the website when the restaurant is closed? I don't understand it. Because it's a Wednesday in February.
Mm-hmm.
That was disappointing. So instead, I went to the Taza. Oh, I lost $100 at the video poker bar. But, got a bunch of drinks. $25 a drink. That seems totally normal.
Yeah.
Got in a couple hours of play, so that was good. And then went and got a cannoli at the Taza in the lobby, which is temporarily closed right now because they are fixing the hole in the ceiling, I think, in the lobby. It's probably back open. But it was open when we were there. I got a cannoli. They had taken all the gelato out because, I don't know, something happens at midnight where they're like, you can't serve gelato anymore after midnight.
Yeah, it's probably, local law, no gelato after midnight.
Yeah, it's like, you should be in church. Like, I don't understand.
The ice cream lobby shuts down all gelato at midnight.
It's, incredibly weird that they don't.
Froyo only after midnight.
It costs too much to serve gelato at 3 a.m.
No, that's how everyone becomes obese. We need to have Froyo if you want something.
Yeah, so I got a cannoli. It was not great. It had clearly been sitting there forever. And I ate it in the bed while watching Olympic replays because there's nothing else in the room that faces the TV.
Yeah, that's true. If it's the same as my room, there's the desk all the way on one side of the long, it's, I guess, kind of one large desk / dresser. But the actual desk spot is basically on the other side of the room from the TV, even though it's against the same wall.
Right. I guess I could have rolled the desk chair all the way back over, but I still would have just been sitting there with the cannoli on my lap.
Let's be honest. You and eating pastry in bed is just two things that go together.
It's true. I wish it was a toasted coconut donut, but, that doesn't exist anymore at Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
The only thing that doesn't make it classic is if only Andrea were laying in bed too while you were eating all the pastry.
That's true. So that was my cannoli. We'll circle back to the cannoli later. So that was the end of my night. You started texting me at like 6:20 in the morning, which is just absurd.
Yeah, I was up. I slept in for like an hour compared to how late I usually sleep in. So yeah, I went down, but it was certainly before 7 that I was down in the casino gambling. Texting you, being like, yo, let's do something. I got to leave. Not too late today. Played some craps. And by some, I mean like 5 minutes and lost a whole bunch of money because, that's just how it goes.
Solo at the table. Was there anyone on the casino floor at all?
No, there was basically 0 people on the casino floor.
Thursday at 7 a.m.
Yeah. And I went and checked out the Asia room and I think one Bach table was open. And that is literally it. And I'm like, well, that sucks.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So yeah, played like 5 minutes of craps. That went not great. And then I just went back to the high limit room and played a bunch of 8-5 jacks or better and just about broke even. And that was like quite a while. I paid at least an hour there. So racking up those tier points, what I care about. Got the email that said I got 125 bonus tier points. First time I got that email from Caesars in a long time.
Good job. What's that for, 500?
500, I think, yeah. I was annoyed. I looked it up after when I got that email. I'm like, God, I didn't even know they still had the bonuses. Yeah, if I'd gotten to 1,000, I would have gotten 1,000 bonus tier credits. It's like a much better deal. So
yeah.
Should have done that. I don't think I was too far away, so...
My alarm went off at 7:20 in the morning because it's set to automatically go off on all weekdays. And woke up and all the lights in the room were on. The curtains were just wide open. So that's the state I was in when I fell asleep.
Cannoli was just smeared all over your bed.
Right. So I was under the covers at least. But as you mentioned, the covers had, chocolate chips smeared into them. And that's what happened. That's Caesar's fault for not putting a chair that faces the TV.
That is truly Caesar's fault. Like, they could never charge you for ruining their room because it was their fault that happened.
I know. I did take a washcloth and put some water on it. It came out pretty easy. So, but yeah, it was quite embarrassing because it didn't look great, I have to say. You can picture it. So then I closed all the curtains and turned the lights off and fell asleep for another hour. And that hour of sleep was very helpful, I have to say. Felt much better at 8:30 than I did at 7:30. Right. And then I woke up, and at that point, I think you were getting pretty antsy. We both showered and went to, together actually, and went to Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill. Since I didn't get it the night before, we had to go for the breakfast.
Yeah, that is the breakfast restaurant in Caesars.
It is the only option, I believe, other than Taza.
I think that is the only option. Right.
What did you think of the Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill breakfast?
I thought it was good, actually. I thought it was, I'd say on my scale, I'd say like quality, like 6 or 7, and value like 3 or 4.
Yeah, the value's low.
Yeah. It was pretty expensive for what it was.
Especially considering how cheap breakfast is outside of the casinos in Atlantic City.
Right.
And even considering things like Michael Patrick's at Golden Nugget, where you can get the all-you-can-eat pancakes.
Yeah.
What did you get? I don't even remember.
I got a burger. It was good. It was very good.
Breakfast burger. I cannot eat a burger at 9 in the morning. That I can't do that.
No, you're doing it wrong. And I have to say, I'm a home fries hater. Like, I just do not like them anywhere. But I thought the Gordon Ramsay home fries were legitimately very good. I think because of the onions and peppers they put in it, which just makes it so much better.
I got the croissant breakfast sandwich. I should have just gotten the pancakes. Debated.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't.
The lemon poppy seed blueberry pancakes. Should have done that. The sandwich was good, though. So it was a totally fine breakfast.
Yeah, I thought it was a good breakfast.
While we were sitting there was a woman at a table next to us who was just fast asleep. Sitting up, at least. She didn't have her head on the table. And she had food in front of her, so she clearly had ordered. And at one point, security came over and was like, hey, you gotta wake up. And they're like, it was sort of like, oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Like, kind of like being very nice about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, being like, yo, you gotta, you can't just sleep in the restaurant.
Right.
No, they were nice about it. And then I guess she just went back to sleep.
So then she ate a couple bites of her toast. And then 10 minutes later, she was asleep again, and security came and escorted her out. They were like, you need to pay your bill and leave. Yeah. That happened. So don't fall asleep in the casinos. It's funny, though, because I remember vividly my first few trips to the casinos. There was a sign in Bally's in the little entryway because they had slot machines along the walls. And there was a sign that said, like, no sleeping in these slot machines. And I definitely remember people sleeping at those slot machines. So, so that was funny. But I felt a little bad for her, man. She's not bothering anybody. Let her sleep through breakfast. It's fine.
I don't know. I don't know if I fully agree with you. I think that they were certainly within their rights to do that, and I don't think they did a bad thing. But
yeah. So then you left straight from the Gordon Ramsay, right?
I did. I left.
How was that? How would you rank leaving on your list of things you did?
No, I mean, I would have preferred to stay, obviously, but it was fine. And I have to say, the good thing about leaving at like 10:30 is that there was zero traffic for me the whole way home. So it was just super easy drive. Got home like at 2 or something. So
21-hour trip for you.
Was good.
Is that too short?
No. I mean, I would have liked it better, I think, if you had gotten there at 3 instead of 6, so you could have gone to the happy hour or something. But yeah. No, it was good.
So would I. So then I had like 5 hours of solo time. You had yours at the start of the trip, and I had mine after you left. I actually ended up having more than 5 hours because I stayed later than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, you stayed till like 6, so you had like 7 or 8 hours of solo time, right?
Yeah, so I was sort of debating about what to do. Do I go to Borgata? Because, Borgata's nice and a good time. Do I go to Tropicana and get my free Valentine's Day mystery gift and also stay in the Caesars rewards system with all my gaming for the weekend, for the midweek trip?
Yeah, for the Wednesday trip.
And then I was like, you know what? I wanted to go to Ocean this trip. I'm going to go up to Ocean. So I walked up the boardwalk. Actually, at first I played at Caesars a little bit. So then I got up, walked up, took a quick detour to Heyday, which on a map looks sort of far off the boardwalk, but it's actually a really quick detour off the boardwalk because the blocks are so narrow.
It's next to Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall, right?
It moved. I think it's on New York now. Just got a drip coffee with some steamed milk. Their drip coffee's excellent. You don't always got to get a latte. And most importantly, the drip coffee was cheaper than Dunkin' or Starbucks. So I would highly recommend leaving the casino and getting actually good coffee. Then I walked the rest of the way up to Ocean. I have to say, along the way, I saw the state of disrepair of the dinosaurs at the showboat just hanging out in the winter. I'm sure they were outside at the dinosaur expedition, but they don't seem to be able to handle whatever the boardwalk is thrown at them, I have to say. T-Rex was dumped over on his side. If you looked further back, there was some sort of dinosaur, I don't know what it was, that clearly had a hole in it, and you could see, like, the foam innards of the dinosaur. So, Showboat's not taking care of their dinosaurs very well. I can imagine Field Station dinosaurs, someone from there coming and seeing them and just weeping openly.
You hate to see it.
That wasn't great. I would say temper any expectations that you may have had for some dinosaur exhibit opening there, because I don't think that's ever going to happen. And then I went to Ocean and just played a whole lot of slots and video poker at Ocean. Went and sat down at my favorite Baoju Jiaofu, totally ignored the little poppers and where they were and just sat at whichever one was open, and pretty much immediately hit a bonus and was up $100. So got my $100 back from video poker the night before. Walked around a little bit and checked all the video poker pay tables. I will say they have 25-cent, 8-5 jacks or better pretty readily available on the casino floor. You do have to check because there's a lot of much worse jacks or better there. But they do have 8-5, so I went and played that for a while. It might be the best quarter video poker available on the boardwalk. There's still decent quarter video poker at resorts, but I think in terms of jacks or better, 8-5 at Ocean is the best you're going to get. So that was good. I had a really long session of video poker. I didn't get anything good on this session. but I broke even just because I got a whole lot of full houses. I didn't get any 4-of-a-kinds.
Full house is good.
Yeah, I mean, on quarters, it's not really paying you that much, but...
Pays you the same amount relatively as
that's true.
dollars.
That's a good point. But, I mean, if you said that I was going to play for, I don't know, an hour or however long I played and not get any 4-of-a-kinds and still be even, I would have said that was pretty surprising. Popped around to some other machines, the Amazing Money Machine, won $50 on that, so I was up $550 for the trip. This was incredible. Then it started to take a turn. And where it took a turn was Monopoly Express for a nickel. So I was feeling bold.
Unbelievable that would go wrong.
So I was like, let me run $100 through this Monopoly Express machine, try to get some train bonuses. That game sucks. So Monopoly bonus.
It's your favorite game.
I really liked it when I played it at Wind Creek. There's a thing in the game where if you're playing pennies or 2-cent denomination, you need 6 trains to trigger the bonus. And if you go up to a nickel, you need 5 trains. And you'll be surprised to know that in $150 of playing nickel, I got 4 trains many, many, many times and never once got 5 trains.
Shocking.
So then I was like, you know what? I hate this, but I'm going to put in 20 more bucks. And I'm going to play it at pennies and see what happens. And you know what happened? I got 5 trains many, many, many times.
Hard to believe. That's just terrible luck. You know, you needed to play pennies first and then nickels and it all would have worked out better.
Right.
Because surely the amount of money you're playing doesn't impact how many trains you get.
Right.
That would be wrong for them to do that.
They would be wrong. So, yeah, do not go up to a nickel. Like, that's a scam. You're getting scammed, I say. And the big problem with the game is you're only playing for the bonuses. There are no line hits in that game. And so, like, even things that you think are going to be good, like you get all these dogs and wilds and stuff, it's like, here's $1.50. Okay. So I'm off that game.
You'll be back on.
But, you know, whatever. I figured I don't get any comps at Ocean. I'm up. Let's show Ocean a little bit of play. And, you know, there's nothing casinos love more than playing the scammiest nickel slot machine in the casino.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go play another game that always kills me, Huff and More Puff. And I almost immediately hit the mansion bonus, which was quite
good.
Nice.
Love the mansion bonus.
So I won $100 in Huff and More Puff, which I didn't even know was possible to win money in Huff and More Puff. I've seen other people do it.
Really? I've had good luck with it.
I've seen Dave win many times, but my sessions are always lose, 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 hit the hat bonus, get nothing but straw hats that frequently don't even pay you your bet back, and then get like a $2 bonus. So I don't know. Maybe I'm back on. I wouldn't even say back. Maybe I'll play more Huff and More Puff.
Yeah, you were a Huff and More Puff hater before.
Oh yeah, big hater. Just because people love it so much, I feel like I needed to take it down a peg because it's been so shitty to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice, but then I, bopped around Ocean and played some more stupid slots and gave 120 of my dollars back to Ocean. And at that point, it was like, I need to eat because it's almost 5 o'clock and I need to get the heck out of here. So headed back down the boardwalk, trying to figure out what to eat. And as I walked by the Orange Loop, I was like, you know where I should eat? King's Pub.
I know. You sent me the picture. I couldn't believe it. Great to see.
I did it just for you. I knew that you'd be so proud of me when I sent you that picture.
Love some King's Pub.
Yeah, got the special, which was a Korean chicken flatbread, which was pretty good. I mean, it was clearly just their chicken tenders chopped up and thrown on top of a flatbread with some salad and dressing. But it tasted good. And then I also got Old Bay fries, which were fantastic.
Better than Chickies and Pete's?
Yeah, I would say better. I mean, Chickies and Pete's is good because of the sauces and stuff.
Mm.
I liked the sandwich at Chickies and Pete's better than the crab fries, but Old Bay fries at King's Pub were great. Way more food than I needed, so I was extremely stuffed after that. And my bill for both of those things and a Miller Lite was $29.
That sounds expensive, considering mine was $11 the day before.
So I was not getting out for super cheap. So the flatbread, I think, was like $14. So it's $29 after tip.
Oh, yeah, after tip. No, mine was before tip. Yeah, it was $8 for the sliders and $3 for the beer. So
King's Pub, though, just really nice. I was sitting there, I was watching one of the Olympic hockey games. There was a decent amount of people there, so that was good to see on a Thursday at 4 in the afternoon.
There was basically no one there at Wednesday at 1:30 or whatever.
That's not too surprising.
Yeah.
But I will say that seeing several groups of people there made me feel a little bit better about the fortunes of King's Pub.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walked back down to Caesars. I had a few minutes to kill, so I decided to go back to the double-double bonus progressive with the $1,500 jackpot to see if I could pop that. You'll be surprised to note that I did not hit the jackpot and instead
shocking.
Lost $60 to end up $300 for the trip. And then grabbed a Starbucks for the road and left just before 6 p.m. So
All right.
that's the trip. 24 hours almost to the minute for me.
Yeah, good.
What do you think? We were so down on Caesars before this trip, and yet we ended up back at Caesars, and we had a pretty good time. So do we like Caesars now? Is that a thing that's happened?
I would never want to be there in the summer just because it's too crowded. A lot of what I liked was like everything was empty in there, but they had enough tables open except for Thursday morning when they had nothing open. Yes, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
I agree. I had a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we did everything that was good. So, like, you would have to just repeat that trip to have as good a time.
I don't think so. Maybe you're right. I think for me, like, the nice thing was I tried 4 restaurants at Caesars, right? Including 2 that I had never, well, 1, I guess, that I never tried before, Hell's Kitchen. And then Nobu I've done twice, but I never did the bar. I've never done Gordon Ramsay for breakfast. And then I'd never done Morton's at all. So it was like 4 new experiences for me there. So that was, obviously something that I can't replicate.
Yeah. And the Hook.
And the Hook was new, yep.
But, like, if we were going again a month from now, you wouldn't do the Hook again.
No.
You probably wouldn't want to do Morton's again.
No, I definitely wouldn't do the Hook. I definitely wouldn't do Morton's.
So that's a chunk of time that you're now leaving Caesars, right?
If people wanted to, I would do Hell's Kitchen again. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
The value wasn't great, honestly. I thought the food was pretty good. I mean, Nobu is just a slam dunk. I think, I want to try out more happy hours, but right now it's like if I want to do a happy hour in Atlantic City, it's like obviously Nobu happy hour. I also suspect when it's not a Wednesday in February, the bar's not that big and it's only the bar that is the happy hour. So,
yeah. So I'm sort of trying to talk myself into being down on Caesars again. But I will say, like, I didn't go to the Nobu happy hour. I really like Super Frico. So you could go sit at Super Frico and get a drink, or go to the Horse Dive bar and get a drink, they're not cheap, but I like sitting at a bar and getting a good cocktail, which there are more options than just what we did this trip. So yeah, like, I'm definitely higher on Caesars. I really enjoyed Toga Bar this time.
Again, it was probably empty, though. Half the time, Toga Bar can be mobbed during the summer.
Yeah, it's typically very crowded, and I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much or even wanted to play if I was on a different machine and if it was super crowded. So I did leave thinking, like, I had a really good time at Caesars, but I definitely do not want our next trip to be at Caesars.
I mean, I would say I would love to do the Nobu happy hour with you just to get your impression of it. And I would like to basically just eat dinner at the happy hour because I just think the food is so incredible and the deal is so good for a happy hour.
Especially for how expensive that restaurant is otherwise.
Right, exactly. And I think that is better to do in the shoulder months just because, like I said, I think it'll be crowded during the summer, especially on, God forbid, a Friday night. I don't even know if they have happy hour Friday night, but that is something I am interested in doing next trip.
Yeah, I agree. I would definitely do it, but we don't have to.
We don't have to stay at Caesars, no.
It's called Tenoshi Hour.
Tenoshi Hour, yeah.
At the Nobu, Atlantic City. It is every day except for Tuesday, which it is closed.
It's closed, yeah.
4 to 6 p.m. So every day that it's open, 4 to 6 p.m.
Yep. That's fantastic.
I definitely want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I did leave this trip thinking I really want to stay at Ocean or Hard Rock.
Okay.
So now that I've said that, we'll definitely stay at Tropicana next trip.
Mm-hmm.
I just really enjoyed my Ocean time. There was a decent amount of people there, which helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The waiter service on the casino floor was really good. It's just a nice place. Like, it just feels so filled out. There's so much more stuff there now than there was a couple of years ago. There's still, I did still end up in the totally dead corridor of retail where there's just nothing. But they've at least decorated it enough that it looks not totally dead. I do want to try the steak frites place at some point.
I'd do it. That's fine. For happy hours also, at some point, I think we need to do Il Verde. It's shocking that we haven't done it yet, but
in Tropicana,
it's down on the other end of the boardwalk,
which is in the old Olan space, right?
Which we loved, which we thought was the best happy hour in Atlantic City, I think, for a while.
Yeah, it was an incredible deal. So you mentioned the thing you want to do next trip is Nobu, so that was my question. Mm-hmm. I think that's also very high on my list, just because of the deal and the cocktails in your high praise. So even though I didn't make it on this trip, of things that I did this trip that I'm like, oh, I definitely want to do that next trip, I would say probably King's Pub. I just really liked sitting there and eating, even though, I didn't get incredible value in it.
I'm glad you're coming around to my way of seeing things.
I like it better than Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall, food-wise and vibes.
I agree. I think it's better.
I like Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall in the summer. But
yeah, like, they've got legitimately good beer, and not just for drinking Miller Lite, but
right.
There's something to be said for drinking a Miller Lite and having some cheap food.
That's true. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
They won Wing Wars, so, the wings are apparently good, which they have to be at that location, the former Piccolo.
It is the law, yeah. You couldn't come in with a restaurant there unless the wings were going to be good.
Yeah. Really good trip. 24 hours. I was nervous about getting in the evening and then leaving in the evening because it's like that whole day that you leave sometimes feels kind of just waiting to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was totally fine. It only being 2 hours back helps a ton. It's not like I've got to go get on a flight and it takes forever. Or even if it was your drive, I think it would be more stressful. But it's not like I was like, oh, I wish I was drinking a bunch of cocktails right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was a good time. Any last thoughts on the trip?
Yeah, when are we going to AC?
So,
I could go in March, probably.
I doubt I can go in March. But one last thought about the trip is, I don't know if it was just the stuff we did or having a winning trip. It might just be having a winning trip and having lots of positive sessions in the winning trip. I feel like normally I come back from AC and I'm sort of like, okay, you can chill for a minute. You don't need to go right back to AC. But I came back from this trip like, okay, I want to get multiple AC trips penciled into the calendar. I want to look at Vegas. So apparently I'm just all in.
I've been thinking about Vegas quite a bit too. So anytime you want to do a weekend in Vegas, I'm down for that as well.
The tough thing is I've got Disney coming up, which is going to be a cost suck that is going to also make timing of things difficult.
Mm-hmm.
The timing I have penciled in, the weekend of April 25th.
I like how your next availability is over 2 months out, but yes, go ahead.
Or May 2nd. I mean, it's not like we go to AC 6 times a year.
I mean, I don't think I've got anything either of those weekends as far as I know.
And then beyond that, fairly certain I will be off on June 12th and everyone else will have work or school.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm thinking do a multi-night trip, like a Thursday to Saturday or something.
I mean, it's so hard for me. Thursday through Saturday is like my whatever the opposite of a sweet spot is.
Guess I'm going without you.
Yeah, just in terms of my wife has to be in the office those days.
So I did check Ocean. I now get comps Sunday through Thursday, which I was not getting before this trip.
Good.
But I can't book that far out, so I can't get that Thursday night yet at Ocean. Otherwise, I think I would have just booked it and kind of hoped for the best.
Do you have a Would You Rather? You promised one.
So I think we sort of hit on this.
Mm-hmm.
But would you rather your next 2 trips have to stay at Caesars or just go somewhere else entirely, not even AC?
I mean, I think it depends on what those other places are, I guess. If it's like, would I rather in the next 3 months, let's say, do 2 AC trips, but I have to stay at Caesars, or 1 AC trip and I can stay anywhere I want?
Yeah, let's do that.
That's a better would you rather, I think. My guess would be probably 2 AC trips, but staying at Caesars.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a quantity guy than a quality guy anyway. So, but yes, my estimation of Caesars has gone up somewhat after this trip. I mean, I love the room, which I can't get for free again. And I love Nobu, the restaurant, as well.
I think by that 3rd trip, so like the second of these 2 hypothetical trips, I would be very done with Caesars.
Well, but it's not like you get locked into the property. You can still do other shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Just staying there. I don't really care where I stay, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. We stayed at a bunch of places. So, right. I mean, in my head, I just really want to stay at Ocean, Hard Rock, Borgata. Those are 3 places that I'm I really want to get back to those places because it's been a while.
Yep.
So I think I would be very disappointed about it, but realistically, I would just take the 2 trips.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a harder choice for me than you.
No, that sounds right. How about if I said you could switch one for the Irish pub instead?
I did think about that for summer.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of even further planning, my daughter is going to be at sleepaway camp for 3 full weeks. And, my wife is just off in the summer.
Yeah. We should go all the time in the summer.
So she'll just have 1 kid to deal with and not have to get to work or anything. So it just seems like I should be going
summer
to Atlantic City, staying at an Irish pub.
Yeah.
Because, rooms are expensive. Or we should be going to Vegas.
Yep.
In August.
I'm down for either. I mean, nothing is nicer than Vegas in August, certainly. Yeah. But
all right. Any last thoughts?
No, if you want to reach out to us or any of our other listeners, you can do so to our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/DoForWin. Find all of our great content at DoForWin.com. Reach out to Craig on Twitter at DoForWin or me at Kyle Askin, and send Craig questions at DoForWin@gmail.com. How is our inbox?
We have a mailbag question or a couple of mailbag questions from mailbag legend Lou D. He always comes with the good questions. So
we also have a mailbag question via GChat from your brother.
We do.
It wasn't really a question, but more a comment that I wanted to comment on, I guess.
A deep philosophical conversation.
Yep.
About the ills of gambling.
I have more to say about the Nobu Hotel. I think I'm still putting my thoughts together, but we can save that for a future episode as well.
Okay. I'm interested to see what you could possibly have to say about the Nobu Hotel.
Any last words?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for listening, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll be back recording before this episode gets posted.
Probably. Scored a goal last night in my game.
My God. Greatest of all time.
On my own team. Kicked that shit right in the goal.
I take back what I said. Was it your first goal of the season?
No, I scored 2 in the last game.
Ooh! On the correct team
yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
Good. That's really good.
2 is 2 more than I normally score in an entire season, so.
Yeah. Well, it's now net back to 1, I guess, so.
That's true. That's a good point.
So you're coming in, like, maybe right on track?
I mean, I'll probably go negative.